So the current point system that we have in Cold War Zombies isn't great, and I think it could use a lot of improvement if we're going to be bringing it over into Black Ops 6. And it's one of the few changes from BO4 that I actually wish they got rid of, because it is very restrictive and something that kind of kills the fun of zombies a little bit, earning those points and essentially just using SMGs to get all your points. I think we need to bring that back, but today we're just going to be talking about how I would fix the zombies point system and why we need to either revert it or use this new system that I've been trying to come up with. So let's talk about it. The current system we have now rewards you for just getting kills, and that's it. It doesn't reward you for using SMGs, pistols, or any other weaker guns. So pretty much SMGs are useless. And the reason SMGs specifically are useless is because they are pretty average all around. Most of them are pretty weak, so they don't do enough damage to get actual kills, but at the same time they're not like pistols that you can pack a punch and become dramatically better. SMGs are in the weird middle ground, and they shouldn't be. They should be a point gun only. They should be a point gun that you can get. So first things first, we need to make SMGs more viable in Black Ops 6. So the easy way to do that is the point system. We need to make the point system the classic system from Black Ops 3 and earlier, and I guess World War II and earlier if you want to be specific, because the current system now just doesn't reward you for using different guns. You can use the ray gun, you can use any of the wonder weapons and get the same amount of points if you were using an SMG. Why is this the case? A lot of the fun from earlier games was that if you got a power weapon, it'd be awesome to have, but you wouldn't get any points, and you would basically be at a disadvantage because you have a weaker gun, or you have a stronger gun, but it can't earn you any points, so ultimately you're going to be behind. You're not going to be able to get perks, open doors, etc. Whereas if you get a weaker gun, yeah, the gun's kind of shit. You know, if you have the SMR or, I don't know, some weaker gun in Black Ops 2, yeah, it's pretty shitty. But at the very least, you can get points with it, you know, and then build up, get perks, get Pack-a-Punch open, all those things to set you up for the later game. That's the advantage, but of course you have a weaker weapon, so if you end up downing, then you're going to end up costing more than if you had a ray gun or a power weapon that gets you less points, but makes you more protected. So it's a nice balancing ground, and I think one of the passionate things about zombies is that setup process. You start with a weak gun, you get points, you build up, you get a good point gun, you're going to be set up way ahead, because you can start setting yourself up for the future. But of course, since it's gone now, every gun earns the same amount of points. Why should you be worried about getting a weaker gun? The only thing I'm concerned about when I'm playing Cold War or even Black Ops 4 to a certain extent is just getting a good weapon and using that to get points. Now, of course, this issue is much worse in Cold War, specifically because of how you earn points through other means. There is as many side quests to do, meaning that your only means of income is through killing zombies with basically a knife, because the knife gets you the most amount of points. Whereas in Black Ops 4, you did get slightly more points for knife kills. I believe it was about a 20-point difference, but that adds up, you know. It does add up having those extra points. But Cold War is just a flat 115 for the knife, and if you don't get a headshot kill, or if you only get a body shot kill, it's only 90 points, which is even worse. And in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, it's only like 15 points a kill, which is absurd. So, okay, that's another thing we also need to address, is the low amount of points you're getting. There's no reason why you should be getting that low amount of points, even in an outbreak mode, okay? Don't raise the prices, but just increase how many points you get. It's a little ridiculous that you have to get 15 points a kill, which takes forever to build anything up. Yes, you can do contracts, but it's just not enough. That's why we need the point system to come back, so that if you're rocking an SMG one game, you can get a lot of points, but ultimately it's going to be weaker and put you in more danger because you have a weaker gun. And that's the trade and balance, of course, of that. And another thing is that we need to change the loadout system. The loadout system is going to need to be changed for this to work, because of course somebody brought up to me is that if you can start out with an SMG, why would you never change to another gun? You would never need to change if you want to just start with an SMG and get points. Well, an easy way is just to restrict the loadout system. You shouldn't be able to start out with any other gun you want. I think it should be a small list like Black Ops 4 did. And I think this would actually work out pretty much fine. I don't think anyone's complaining if we did something smaller like that. Maybe keep the amount of weapons, but restrict which ones you can take in immediately, and maybe you can unlock it for one game and use prestige tokens, since prestige mode is coming back, to unlock certain weapons you can use. Just another way to trade and balance what you can use, because I don't think the rarity system will be coming back. I think that's going to be left behind, more specifically because Modern Warfare 3 didn't have it. Are you out of your mind? And Vanguard tried to blend it in with the Pack-a-Punch, So more often than not, I think we are going to get a different loadout system, which should compensate if we want to get a new point system. So that's the problem solved with the loadouts. But still, we need to have points more earnable, more rewards, because earning 15 points a kill is ridiculous. But that's for Outbreak only, and we don't play Outbreak here. And that aside as well, we just need a way that SMGs can be viable again, because there's no reason to use one if every gun earns you the same amount of points. There's just no reason to. Now, of course, the PPSH is a fun SMG, but at the end of the day, if it's not getting me points and it's not doing enough damage, you can pretty much go to the gutter. I don't need you if you're not going to give me points. That's just a simple fact. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you use because you get the same amount of points every time. So that's pretty much it, right? If you don't get more points out of you, then the SMGs are pretty much worthless. Now, there's obviously some stronger ones, some weaker ones, but at the end of the day, if you're not earning enough points with an SMG, why should you be using one? Regarding pistols, because I know there's some people who use pistols, pistols are fine because pistols tend to have either really strong upgrades or good attachments. So pistols are kind of an exception to this rule since, of course, they're fucking fodder. They're weak sauce. Most of the time, they're pretty much trash, but they can earn you points as well. But they have good upgrades as well. So pistols are kind of an exception to this rule. But the general rule is like SMGs and weaker guns are pretty much worthless now, because why would you ever use it if it doesn't earn you enough points? If it doesn't earn you extra points to have it, it's just not good enough. So this is how I would fix the point system. It's pretty much bring back the old one from Black Ops 3 and earlier. But the thing is, you also have to tinker the loadout system. You have to do a complete overhaul of what Cold War brought, and you have to do some minor tinkering here and there, and you can bring the old point system back, no problem. Or just make it so you earn more points by doing certain actions instead of restricting it to a flat 90 or 115 for a melee kill or a headshot kill. Because restricting it to those ways just makes it way too difficult to be able to get more points in other ways than just using a power weapon or just using a Bowie knife the entire time. But those are my thoughts. What do you guys think the point system should be done with? Do you think it should be using the old system, a new system, or the one that we have now? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be reading any comment ideas if you guys have any about the point system, because I definitely think most people agree that the new point system sucks and we definitely need a new one. So drop your ideas down in the comments below and drop a like as well. Leave a subscription, you know, all of that jazz. We are very close to 500 Dark Operators, so I very much appreciate everyone joining me on this journey. I appreciate all of you, so thank you guys so much for joining the channel. But of course, I'll be leaving you guys off here. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Dark Ops, signing out.